G'day, have I got a story for you? Check the disclaimer. Season 1, Episode 45, Aspirations. Previously, I heard a mangler's loud thoughts. Such expectations.
I will use her as my own personal weapon because she can move things with her mind and is able to manipulate people's thoughts to such a high degree.
Continues. While the mangler is lost in thought, I notice Claude. What is he doing sneaking into the room behind him? I also hear Claude's loud thoughts. Such aspirations.
I'll remove his short-term memory. I used to be so good at manipulating people's minds.
Oh dear. These two men think very similarly. Previously.
She will keep me safe and kill the people I choose with a thought.
Continues.
I've got to keep myself safe. I'll still manipulate the minds of the people I choose.
I'm actually not sure what to do. What should I do?
The memory inhibitor that I created, only one dose left. A small dose, but it should be enough, especially since I added the sleeping right from Mangler's bag. My own personal weapon. My own personal vial. 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 My own personal vial. My own personal weapon. I will break her. She will be mine. He won't remember. I'll be fine. I will break her. She will be mine. He won't remember. I'll be fine. I will break her. She will be mine. He won't remember. I'll be fine.
Claude sticks the needle through the mangler's trousers into his leg, and as he quickly falls, Claude catches him, making sure he stays behind him, out of his line of sight. I watch as Claude drags the mangler out of the room. After a few minutes, he comes back, takes me to the MM and turns it on auto. Well, at least my wrists and ankles will be repaired. The mangler has been put in a chair in front of the computer at the end of this room. I see from Claude's thoughts that he has fabricated results of non-existent experiments conducted on me. He's just copied bits and pieces of results from 3 other children from years ago. Claude is hoping that the mangler will think that he conducted those tests on me. That's not what the mangler was doing. Will he remember what he was doing? Will he remember Claude hurting me earlier? Will he remember Leonie and the floating tray? I listen to Claude's loud thoughts. He thinks the mangler won't remember anything from the last day or so, and will assume he spent the time torturing me. Oh, I see. The experiments. I scan to see what Claude is doing in the other rooms. He's putting everything back in place. Will he notice the camera? It likely recorded everything. Now he's thinking of when he takes the mangler's place. His lair, the facilities, everything the mangler has will be his. What he needs is the DNA attached to the portal paintings changed to his. Wow. Amazingly high aspirations. He is checking each room, straightening things, cleaning things, and finishes by standing at the end of the hall in front of the painting. Claude is remembering the last time he tried to escape by taking the mangler through with him. However, the painting didn't work. Claude ascertained that the painting must also read brainwaves, and only work when the DNA and certain thoughts activate it together. That's an interesting hypothesis. Maybe he just needed to be awake. With Claude now gone, the mangler asleep and the MM finished, Ambrielle and I once again go over future rescue plans. Many of our rescues go unnoticed. mostly rescuing the people who the scientists call slabs or logs, depending on which facility it is. They are all headed for the furnace, and it is assumed that's where they end up, but many of them end up rescued. We have a big lot of rescues coming up, where Ambrielle will coordinate with Stella and Cassandra, and I will be able to concentrate on many others. We have to pick the exact right day, or it won't work. Many of the people know their rescue is coming up soon, and we have been organising places on the surface they can stay until they decide what they would like to do and where they would like to go. And this is what I like to do. Helping people is so rewarding. It makes me feel so good inside, like life is worth living after all. With everything organised in our minds, we actually have time to ourselves. This is a rare occurrence. Ambrielle is going to help Bobby. Apparently I know him. I will be thankful to get my memories back after the next mind purge. I am going to try to remember something good, not the dog. I'm sure I have other good memories besides being with her. When I can't remember anything good on the surface, and I just want to, well, end it all. That sweet little dog is often the reason I decide to keep on living. She adores me. I can feel it coming from her. And I adore her too. If I know this boy named Bobby, maybe I could remember something about him. Does he have brown hair? The boy in the cage has brown hair. Oh, I remember that boy. I said I would, and I do. But I was trying to remember Bobby. Besides brown hair, I'm not sure. But I am sure about the other boy, the one in the cage. We have such a good rescue plan worked out. We're just waiting for the right moment to implement it. There has been one opportunity this end, but at the time, I was on the surface being hurt. There have been many opportunities my end, but he wants to make sure everyone is there so they can all be rescued together. He doesn't want to leave anyone behind, so we're still waiting. I think it has been longer than a week now. Maybe even longer. Now, this boy named Bobby that Ambrielle is helping, brown hair, taller than me, maybe about 6 years old, I'm not sure. Do the scientists make him... I do not want to think about that. I need to think about something else. The dog. Is she the only good memory I have? It doesn't end up awful. I help people. I'm sure I do. Like the rescue plans I have with Ambrielle. I'm sure I've rescued people before. Why don't I remember those times? Ambrielle will be coordinating with Stella in the office and Cassandra at the hospital. Has she done that before? Have I helped? I'm sure I helped rescue people. I remember a very tall, bluish-tinged man and a tiny little woman who were best friends. I also remember being deep underwater with other bluish-tinged people. However, they were quite small. Actually, that all sounds ridiculous. Maybe I should just think about the dog memory. I remember sitting on the back doorstep at night, looking over at the small trees. I closed my eyes and wished that she would come, but when I opened my eyes, the trees were still small. No kennel. and no unusual whispering sounds from the trees. I remember suddenly hearing that noise and knew that it was related to something bad. I began to open the back door so I could go and hide inside, but Sleepy Man came out, grabbed me, and took me down the backyard. I remember looking at him, thinking that Sleepy Man is my protector, my saviour, my hero, the one I can trust, my hero, my protector, my saviour, the one I can trust, my hero, my saviour, the one I can trust. So I will be safe with him. He takes me closer to the noise. What is that noise? He lifts me high over the side fence behind the garage. I had to raise my legs or they would have scraped on the top of the fence. I watched his face, but I didn't see a kind expression. It looked more like glee, expectation with huge aspirations, a bit like Claude, but with maybe a tiny touch of guilt. But I trusted my protector, my saviour, my protector, my hero, my saviour, the one I can trust, my hero, the one I can trust, the one I can trust. I remember hearing footfalls in the grass behind me, and a deep moan sound, or maybe a moan but of delight. Grubby hands roughly grabbed me from behind, and Sleepy Man let me go. I called out to Sleepy Man's mind. You protect me. You save me. You're my hero. I trust you. I know he heard me in his thoughts. He always did. Every time. I also know he deliberately pushed those thoughts aside and made himself forget about me. My hero forgot me. On purpose. He didn't protect me. He didn't save me. He is not my hero. He is not trustworthy. My protector, my saviour, my hero, the one I can trust, my saviour, my protector, my hero, my saviour, the one I can trust, my hero, my saviour, my protector, my saviour, my hero, the one I can trust. No, the neglector, the enslaver, the perpetrator, the one I must never trust, the one I must never trust. My protector, my saviour, my hero, the one I can trust, 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 the one I can not, the one I can not, the one I can the one I can trust, my protector, my saviour, my hero, the one I can trust, my protector, my saviour, hero, the one I can trust, my protector, my saviour, my hero, the one I can trust. Oh, what just happened? Why do I always try to think of good memories? Why are there no good memories except the dog? I can always remember the dog, I think. That little dog is why I am still alive. Sometimes I see her in my mind, but smaller than she is now. No, that's not possible. Sometimes I see me in her mind, or a girl that looks like me, but bigger. Well, that's not possible either. Besides, that little dog's memories are always so jumbled up. Where does she come from? How does she find me? I have to find out. But how? Maybe I should go into her kennel when it's there. So when it's gone, I might be gone with it. That would be good. Anywhere else is preferable than being at that horrid house on the surface. Away from Sleepy Man and his peacemaker. Away from Lola and all the smacking frenzies. Away from that room where I have to sleep and all the terrible things that happen there. Away from that door handle. Away from all door handles. No more watching them. Hoping and wishing that they won't move and that no one will come through. I would prefer to never see a door handle again. I would rather sleep here in an MM than in that bed on the surface. My baby. If I went away, what would happen to my baby? I can't leave him with Sleepy Man or Lola. I would have to take him with me. Where would I get the bottles of milk for him? Would there even be any bottles there? Or milk? I can't go. I have to stay for him. I have to get in the way when Sleepy Man and Lola decide to hurt someone. That someone has to be me, not him. I have to stay to protect him. Why does my life have to be like this? Why do I have to go from one nasty person to the next, to the next, to the next? Will this last forever? Will this be my life forever? Will all this ever end? I hear noises. Is the Mangler waking up? Yes. I quickly close my eyes. People sometimes leave me alone if my eyes are closed. I listen to his thoughts. It's not easy ignoring all those awful memories and only seeing what he is thinking right now. When his thoughts are loud, it's much easier. In fact, sometimes they are so loud that they are unavoidable. Oh, he is not sure where he is or what has happened. Will he remember Claude? Will he remember Leonie? Is the camera still there? Is it still recording? Oh dear. I wish Ambrielle was here. He is coming around now. He knows where he is and is looking at the results on the computer screen, wondering who he experimented on. He doesn't know what happened and is wondering if he is just getting old and fell asleep. He gets up slowly and walks out of the room, down the hall and through the painting. He's gone. He left me here. I don't think he knows that I'm here. What should I do? I slide to the bottom of the MM and put my feet on the end. The glass door opens and I walk out. I close the glass door and the MM makes the familiar disinfectant noise, as the infirmary people call it. I'm not sure what to do. I go to find the little fur coat and realise that Claude cleaned up almost everything. The little fur coat is on the fluffy chair, so I put it on. It's so warm. It's nice to be warm after being so cold in the MM, after the thick water drained. Just one more thing to check. The camera. It's still here. Did Claude take the cartridge from it? Or is it still there? It seems like it's empty, but then where is the cartridge? Maybe Claude has it. I turn to go back to the photo area and see the cartridge in the small bin near the door. Well, Claude evidently thought of everything. Maybe he did actually save himself from the Mangler's wrath. I go back to the photo area and wrap myself in the clean big blanket that Claude put on the floor. I sit here waiting, listening for the quiet whooshing sound that the portals make, and footfalls. Every few minutes I look up to watch the door handle, but there are no door handles here, not even on the little glass door at the end of the MM. If the Mangler returns and finds me here, it shouldn't be a problem. I assume he won't remember what happened. I think of Sleepy Man again. Why does my mind keep going back to him? Is there something I've forgotten? Is there something I need to remember? He seems to have unrealistic aspirations, as though he would be treated like, I don't know, maybe a king, if he does everything they ask. I don't understand. Why doesn't he realize that all these things he's trying to do won't accomplish anything? Can't he see that they are just trying to keep him busy while he's thinking he's accomplishing what they want? All they want is to keep him busy so he doesn't interfere with their agenda. He sees what they're thinking, sometimes. Not quite like I see, but he sees enough. He should know. Maybe he doesn't want to believe it. Maybe he would rather believe their lies. I don't want to think about him. The only times he actually acknowledges my existence is to hurt me, or to make sure someone else hurts me. Why? Thank you so much for joining us for a cuppa. We appreciate your company.